My name is Peter Edge. I'm a Professor of Law at Oxford Brookes University. My main research specialism is the criminal law and the public law of small democracies. So dependent territories and small sovereign states around the world, particularly those with the common law. And as part of this, along with other colleagues at Oxford Brookes and elsewhere, I'm launching what we're calling CRESCNT, which is the Crime and Enforcement in Small Countries, Nations and Territories Network. And the event we're inviting you to is the launch event of CRESCNT.
Fantastic. Hello, everyone. I'm Fiona Campbell. I'm a senior lecturer in criminal justice at Sheffield Hallam University, which is also part of the Helena Kennedy Centre for International Justice. My background is in probation, and my academic interests have focused really on British overseas territories and those other small democracies and jurisdictions, particularly having had the experience of working as a probation officer in St Helena, a British overseas territories in the South Atlantic. I'm really interested in some of the opportunities and challenges involved in delivering justice at different scale. In 2023, I founded the Community Justice in the Overseas Territories Network, which is dedicated to professionals and practitioners working in probation and community justice. So when I learned about the development of the CRESCNT network, there was a real clear alignment between our respective networks, and I was really excited to become involved in this work with Peter.
So together, we're hosting an event in London this July. It's happening in person, but we are going to make sure that people can access it online on the day and watch recordings afterwards. And really our goal is just as Fiona and I are sort of benefiting from these cross-disciplinary conversations, my interest in particular in the Crown dependencies, Fiona's interest particularly in the overseas territories. We want to bring together people with different perspectives on criminal justice in small democracies. So we are defining both of those terms in a really broad, inclusive way.
Yeah. And I guess when we think about criminal justice, we're using that as our focus quite broadly. So more than the individual agencies or institutions, we're thinking about policing, courts, probation, prisons, and the wider justice system and how collectively they respond to crime and support communities. And criminal justice can be a really useful lens to understand small democracies, smaller jurisdictions, as they often experience those issues differently. So whether that's as a result of scale, geography, capacity, relationships between services, or the way that policy and practice develops, looking across jurisdictions really creates opportunities for us to share learning and identify different approaches that might work in those specific contexts.
And although every small democracy is different, every country you need to take seriously for the specificity of its laws, its structures, its working practices, its society, its politics. We do think there's things in common, in particular challenges in common. So, for instance, in the last week in the Isle of Man, there has been a report of plans to create a new border agency, which I think speaks to the importance of borders and boundedness and insularity for many of the places we want to be looking at. And there's also been a collapse of a major case due to lack of judicial capacity to deal with it in country. Again, a problem we'll find across the small democracies. So really our philosophy is that you need to take every jurisdiction on its own terms, but there are things to be learned from looking at how other places do things, perhaps better than you, perhaps not as well as you. And so that's really why we're really keen to develop a conversation. And we're not ignoring the scholarship around criminal justice in large democracies. Some of our philosophy about the joined upness of different parts of the criminal justice system is really derived from work being done there. But we think small democracies are special. We think there's things about smallness which, as the Queen Mary University Research Centre really exemplifies, are best addressed together.
Yeah, absolutely. So Who have we got at our event then? We've brought speakers together from across disciplines. As Peter said, we're not ignoring scholarship. We very much want to unite academia and practice. So we are including colleagues who have worked across some of those fields: policing, probation, law, criminal justice policy, many of whom have direct experience of either working with or in fact in those smaller jurisdictions, Crown dependencies, British Overseas Territories. So our event is really designed to encourage conversation across those disciplines and sectors, and really marks that kind of launch of the CRESCNT network.
So where will we be? On the 8th of July 2026, a group of us will be at the Mile End campus at Queen Mary University, where the Centre for Small States is very generously hosting the event. We'll be kicking off around about 9:30 UK time, and we'll have a whole day of discussions, plenty of space for people to ask questions and make connections, but also a real chance to draw upon expertise from a very big range of different people. So we hope that you will be interested in joining us either in person or online.
Absolutely. So if you're interested in wanting to know more, then we would love you to join us. You can register for what is a free event via the Eventbrite link that we will attach with this video. As mentioned, you can attend in person with us in London or also online. And, you know, if you're interested in shaping some of the future conversations in this area, then we'd really encourage you to connect with Peter and I and join the CRESCNT network. So we look forward to seeing you all soon.